Thank you, ma'am. Now we move on to the question
There's
and
one
answer
more.
session.
Sorry, I'm getting tempted to say one last thing. There are 4 points which I want you all to take into consideration. All this will be effective 22nd September 2025, which is the first day of Navaratri. The changes in GST rates of all goods except for pan masala, gutka, cigarettes, chewing tobacco, products like zarda, unmanufactured tobacco, BD, will be implemented with effect from 22nd September 25. Except for these, for all items, the new rates will come into effect from 22nd September. I hope I'm clear on that. But pan masala, gutka, cigarettes, chewing tobacco, products like zarda, unmanufactured tobacco and BD will continue at the existing rates of GST and compensation cess where applicable till the loan and interest payment obligations under the compensation cess account are completely discharged. I hope I'm clear. Every item will come under the new rate from 22nd September, except for these tobacco-related products, which will continue on the 28% and compensation cess where applicable, till such a time we completely repay the loan. Based on this decision of this set of tobacco products continuing till some time, based on that decision, the Union Finance Minister and the Chairperson of the GST Council is actually authorized to decide on the actual date of transition for these tobacco-related products as soon as the loan and interest is cleared. Yeah, please.
Thank you, ma'am.
Secretary tell you about the revenue neutral rates. But on the compensation cess, we have discussed it today very clearly. It will continue on those goods which I mentioned, the tobacco and tobacco-related products, over and above the 28%, which is the system which prevails now, till such a time that we repay the loan. And after that, there will not be a cess. And those items which were with compensation cess have already been proposed to be at 40% because they are sin goods rate. They are, as I said, 40% is not part of the scheme of things, it's at the extreme. No other good will go there except for these tobacco-related products. So they will be, the incidence will be on them at 40%. Revenue neutrality. Once an item has moved to 40%, there's nothing more to be added. Okay, because the maximum rate which you can levy on any item is 40%. Okay. And in the 40% category, we've put all the tobacco and tobacco-related sin goods and super luxury items only. I think I've mentioned it clearly, till such a time that the loans don't get repaid. We will continue with the 28% items and the compensation cess collection over it, particularly only those items which I read out, tobacco-related products, and they will continue till such a time I repay the loan, which is the council has authorized the finance minister to stop that collection the moment the loan is repaid. I cannot speculate on the time now whether it is October or November, but it will be well within, I think, this calendar year. I think, first of all, I would like to request the media to look at the GST Council as where the center and the states are seated together. I mentioned this in the council also. The center may be a 1/3 partner, the states put together can be 2/3 partner. But we are all in it together. So anything that which is gained or lost is for everybody. It's not as though states have lost the centre's not gained. If all of us have lost, all of us have lost. And I don't think, and I'm glad that the Revenue Secretary had made this point in the Council, it's a revenue instance. The incidence is what is the matter. It's not a static situation. Once the rates have come down per the economic theory that you may want to quote, the buoyancy goes up. People come out to buy more. And therefore, this discussion has happened in today's Council. And I have put this argument before, that the centre and the states are seated equally. And any gain or any foregone, none of that is perceived, because when rates are coming down, we expect the market to be more buoyant, people to come out and spend more. However, all of us are sitting there together. Compensate for states' loss, even centre is losing. If anything, centre loses more in a way. Because 50-50, you divide from my 50, another 41 goes back to the states. So I want the media, particularly those who are covering the economy, finance ministry, to understand in the GST Council, the centre and the states are together in it. Nobody is a donor and nobody is a donee within the GST Council. The tariff turmoil is not a matter which influenced the GST reform, because we've been at it now for more than 1.5 years. Some group of ministers was working on rate rationalization. Some other group of ministers a bit later was working on insurance, and so on. And compensation cess was a reality, that it is going to end the moment you paid back the loan. None of this has anything to do with the tariffs. So, no, there's nothing to do with the tariffs at all. One. Second, you were talking about petrol, diesel, 8 states. None of that was subject of our discussion, because that is not part of the GST Council at all. And the third, numbers are being thrown around. This much loss, that much loss. You've just heard the Revenue Secretary detail on the basis of 23-24 numbers. Am I right? 23-24 data, which is the last available for all the categories. And he stated what is the net amount that we'll have to be looking at. So there is nothing more. I'm not going to join forces to argue on, oh, somebody said this much, somebody else said that much. Our data is here, we've put it, and that is coming out to all of you all as well in the press note. MSMEs को बहुत सारे फायदा है इसमें, क्योंकि अपने शुरुआत में से ही हम बोल रहे हैं, वो आपको मैंने इस प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में भी कही, स्ट्रक्चरल रिफॉर्म भी किए हैं, कंप्लायंसेस के लिए उनको बहुत समय नहीं लगेगा और सिस्टम भी सिंपल हो गया है, रजिस्ट्रेशन भी सिंपल है, और क्लासिफिकेशन के वजह से जो कन्फ्यूजन आता था वो भी अभी नहीं होना है। ऊपर से इन्वर्शन करेक्शन जब हम कर रहे हैं, रिफंड्स तुरंत मिलेगा, और जहां इन्वर्शन नहीं है पैसा लॉक नहीं होएगा, मतलब मंथ तक यू वेट करो, आई मीन you have put the money in, you're not getting the refund, वो सिचुएशन अभी नहीं है। लॉक्ड अप मनी का प्रॉब्लम जो MSME को बार बार आता है वो नहीं होने वाले हैं। ऊपर से उनका रॉ मटेरियल और उनका इंटरमीडिएरी प्रोडक्ट्स जो उनके लिए चाहिए वो सब रेट में कम हो रही है, इसीलिए उनका पूरे बेनिफिट ही ऐसे मैं समझ रही। क्या टोबैको के ऊपर 5% टैक्स मांग रहे हैं कांग्रेस पार्टी? क्या तंबाकू के ऊपर और गुटखा के ऊपर कांग्रेस पार्टी चाहती है कि हम 5% में दें? मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी उनके समय पर GST लागू करना असंभव माने, क्योंकि ट्रस्ट स्टेट केंद्र सरकार के ऊपर ट्रस्ट नहीं था, वो कॉम्पनसेट कर पाएंगे, कुछ अश्योरेंस दे पाएंगे, इन सभी विषयों के ऊपर UPA सरकार के ऊपर स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स भरोसा नहीं किया, इसीलिए वो लागू कर नहीं पाए। हम मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में लागू भी किया और सेकेंड जनरेशन रिफॉर्म्स भी कर रहे हैं, जिससे जनता को राहत मिले उनका डे टू डे आइटम्स के ऊपर, और एमएसएमई और लेबर इंटेंसिव यूनिट्स को भी राहत मिले, जिससे वो ईसी कंप्लायंस भी होगा, रेट भी कम होगा। कांग्रेस पार्टी को मैं कैसे क्या शब्द उपयोग करूं, उनके माइंड तैयार करें। अपोज करना है कि समर्थन देना है। अच्छे विषय जो जनता के लिए हित में है उसमें समर्थन देने में कोई जनता आपके ऊपर कोई कंफ्यूजन में नहीं रहेंगे। मगर अब जनता आपको सही जवाब देंगे, क्योंकि जब कट कर रहे हैं रेट, उसमें समर्थन देने में संकोच और ऊपर से कंफ्यूजन करवा रही हो जनता के मन में। जनता आज आपके गुमराह वाले काम में आपके साथ नहीं है, आपको एक्सपोज करेंगे जनता। See, this was so much questioned last year. In the parliament, opposition members of parliament and many members of parliament from various states questioned, saying, you want to tax insurance premium? After a detailed study, taking stakeholders into confidence, we have come up with this so that families and also people who take individual insurance get their benefit. Of course, we'll make sure that companies pass on this benefit to the people who are taking the insurance cover. So beyond that, I don't think we should have any doubts about where the government's intention lies. We want to give people who are looking at medical insurance, at least the families, individuals, get the relief. But if there's more, I'd like to have Revenue Secretary add on it.
Groundbreaking decisions of the GST Council meeting today. Thank